30 minutes that have been allocated to us. I'll only take 10 minutes. Sarah will take about 25 minutes. Then we'll have a discussion amongst ourselves, and then we'll agree on which direction we are going to take. Are we agreeable to that? Are we agreeable to that? Yes. Now, the topic, voices that change generations speaking God's truth in a changing world, and I was told to refer, we were requested to refer to the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1 and verse 19. How many of us have the Message Bible? Allow me to refer to the Message Bible, because I have it here. In the book of 2 Peter, I think he said kuna some memory. Kuna discussion. Wanafungua Biblia. I've seen. Nauliza 2 Peter. Allow me to read verse 1 before I go to verse 19. Tusikizane. Okay. I, Simon Peter, am a servant and apostle of Jesus Christ. I write this to you, whose experience with God is a life-changing as ours, all due to our God straight dealing and intervention of our God Savior, Jesus Christ. And now verse 19, our reference. We couldn't be more sure of what we saw and heard. God's glory, God's voice, the prophetic word was confirmed to us. You will do well to keep focusing on it. It is our one light. You have a dark time as you wait for the daybreak and rising of the morning star in your hearts. I'll say this. The reference that Simon Peter in that particular verse outlines, it is to tell us grace and peace depends on our experience with God. And that is the verse that I found the Reverend here trying to outline before we embark on what we want to have. Excellence can only come from the character. Okay? Excellence can only come from the character. And allow me just to say this. You cannot be called that you are disciplined if you are in bed sleeping. Are we talking? Tuseme tu sisi wote tuambiwe tulale. Hakuna mtu tutasema you are in discipline by the virtue that you are sleeping. But the moment I am allowed to talk, number one, you can be able to explain my character because of how I have spoken. True or false? True. Number two, by the virtue of how you conduct yourself, you are able to explicitly show how or who you are. Okay? So, character is one's quality expressed outwardly. That's why I've said you cannot determine your character by just being silent. You know, that's not something that is outwardly expressed. So it's either you have done something, you have said something, that you can be able to tell what is in you. Okay? And now, in our careers, in our interaction, I've told there are some people working here, there are others who are in the universities, there are others who just done their Form 4s, and all of us, we are living in a country called Kenya. Okay? Sini sawa? I think watu wengi hapa tuko ile mrengo ya Gen Z, na si tunasema ndiye tunasema na tunataka kusikizwa. But allow me to say, it's not that people are not listening to you. They are listening to you, but the version of how you want to be listened is what is we are fighting on. Okay? So, let me just start by saying this. Us being here, before we go to why are we here as NCBA, I like giving myself as an example. How many of us here are in Form 3? Mwenye ako Form 3? Hakuna. Mwenye ako Form 4? Don't be shy. I am in Form 4. Just lift up your hand. Niko Form 4. How many of us walimaliza Form 4 last year? Good. How many of us are in Form 1? Aguna, good. Why am I asking this? Back in the year 2002, tunyamaze kidogo tusikizane. I might help you for what you're going to do later. When I was in Form 1, that was in the year 2002, I went to a secondary school by the name Gaishanjiro. In Gaishanjiro High School, there was serious monetization that forced me to leave that school and went into a day school. Okay? In this particular school, there was no laboratory. It was purely a day school that had just begun. This particular school, there was one of the things that I decided that I'll have to make it. But the influence within the people, nikifika Form 3, that is why I was asking, nani yako Form 3? I remember there was serious drug peddling within the school. And majority went into that direction. But I remember in Form 3, I decided to have a small farm in the school. I requested the principal whether we can start something to do with agriculture. And that thing did well. To cut the story short, after Form 4, I did well. And I decided, because money was not available, I decided to go to Nyeri Polytechnic then. It is now a national polytechnic. But the course that I went to do, I was doing it because I was doing it for my father, who happened to have an uncle who was a doctor in Kenyatta National Hospital. So he thought, I pursuing that line of pharmacy, I'll become an employee of Kenyatta National Hospital. Okay? Now, I found myself, I'm in the college, having been registered to do pharmacy and being left there to do pharmacy. But deep down within me, I knew that I don't want to do pharmacy, but I'm doing it because of the other forces. Nataka tusikizane, because that is where majority of us falls. 1 week into that particular course called pharmacy, mimi nilikuwa naingia, having gotten an A in chemistry, naona vile wanaandika tables huko, nashindwa, gosh, I cannot make it. So I went to the dean and requested, I want to switch the course. And he agreed and gave me 2 weeks. Then I changed to do the course of my preference. And I remember I did accounts and business management. So for the 3 years that I was in college, neither my mother, neither my father knew the course that I was doing. Wao walikuwa wanalipa, nafanya nini? Pharmacy. Okay? Then I graduated. After graduating, in campus, that is when I got born again. And I remember during the last day, ile mnakria, I remember everyone was actually bragging of how they have their fathers, their uncles, their friends who will connect them to the job markets. Me, I had no one. Remember, I was doing a course not related to anything. I'm going to the topic, changing the story. And you see the people that you have out here. Kama nyinyi wote, you are all looking for connections. Sindio? Si kila mtu anatafuta connection. Who will connect you to your destiny? Who will connect you to the next job? Who will connect you to this? And I can tell you, kuna vitu mingi husemwa. Zingine zinakaa kama uchawi. For example, number 1. Jana nilisikia mtu akisema, anajikuna mkono, atapata pesa. Sasa kujikuna na pesa, zinaingiliana wapi? Sio tunadanganyana? Si unashasikia kitu kama hiyo? There are so many things that will be said there. Atiaga, datago ne mata negole ya nyama, uruteku. You know, let's come back home. Sindio? There are so many things that you will hear out there, and people have actually embraced them like they are the truth. Like now, the people in church, sisi wenye tumeokoka, inaonekanaga ni kama hatushikanishi, hatuelewi. Si ni kweli? Si ni kweli? Hata tuongee, nilisema tunaongea. Wewe umeokoka, when you go to your peers, you are seen like you are an outcast, you don't understand, you have no direction. True? But I'm here to tell you, you have made the best choice. Now ujipigie makofi. The best choice that you can have is the position that you have now. Then, I want to say this. With all those sayings that are out there, here I am, that somebody was who didn't have a future. I can tell you, after campus, mimi nilienda kwetu, and I only slept for only 3 days at home. Why? I decided to go to Nairobi and to become a hawker. Ero shoge hawker. Mweleweka hawker. Ni hawker. Now, when I was hawking, I remember I was at GPO. I think, Sarah, you can tell them the GPO, Nairobi. And somebody already who was buying, kulikuwa kunanyesha, msichana akadecide kununua kare karatasi mnaweka kwa kichwa to prevent maji. Shower cap, yeah. I was selling the shower caps. But I remember one lady came, na akaniambia, Robert, I've bought from you the shower cap, handkerchief, and you seem to be learned. Okay? You seem to be learned. Then I told her, yes, I've done a diploma, and I'm also pursuing a degree. The girl by the name Rhoda told me, kesho, naomba unilete your papers. It was on a Thursday, I still remember. Then I brought her my certificates, na nikampea. I didn't know where she was working, where she was asking the CV to take. So. But I will tell you, God can define your destiny maker. Somebody can be directed to lead you to your destiny. Loda was an employee of Barclays Bank then. That was in the year 2008. So, It was on a Thursday. On a Friday, I get a call that on Monday, I am supposed to go to an interview. Then I went. The interview was very simple. Skiza, because you are the people to go for those interviews. Skiza na unisikiza vizuri. Sarah is here. She handles our department that we handle insurances. Ile shida iko na tuko nayo. Tero sio gitathikiriria wega. Kejaria wega na ikuyo. Tathikiriria wega. I was having some interviews myself last month. And we had 10 applicants. And it might be either some of you were there, but none of them qualified for those interviews for one simple reason. By the time that you're going for an interview, prepare well. Tell your friend, prepare well. Preparing well does not mean that you sleep and you fail to understand the basics. The interview that I went in 2008, tulienda interview saa 7. Atidashikana? Amugwaja. The interview was very simple. We were actually 22. We went into the interview and we are told we are going to have lunch before we start the questions. So we went at 680 Hotel. Mwenye arijiserve chakula, it was self-service. Mwenye arijiserve chakula na ukabakisha, ulikuwa unaambiwa, please take your certificates and walk out. You have failed. Why? You cannot serve yourself food and you leave some. We cannot leave you some money and you maintain it. That was the first question. The second one was, the people who pretended that you know how to use the forks and the knives were told you were struggling na umejimwagiria chakula, meaning you are never yourself. Please walk out. The third one was, if pari umekuria, wewe mwenyewe hata ujechukua sahani, umerudi, meaning you are not grateful even for the people who are serving you. In other words, you are not a servant. Guess what? Out of the 24, we were only left the 3 of us. The 3 of us, we were requested, suggest the branch that we want to be taken. Myself, I decided, let me go to Githunguri. And I found myself in Githunguri. Why have I given that story? We cannot, ourselves, we cannot change the story or the generation by behaving the same way. That is my brief introduction. You cannot. Tell your friend, you cannot. You cannot change others before yourself are changed. Okay? And this I want to say, there are 3 things that I would want us to take home, and you can note them down, that God's truth requires Christian character. Tell your neighbor, Christian character. Tell your neighbor, Christian character. Number 2, if you have the character, then you require to be a time manager. It's called time management. In time management, we usually say, and that is where we are all affected, unapata kama wenye wako pale nje, they are killing time. Si ndio tunasema? Na gweterera ithaa rithiathie. Time will never be killed, but we kill ourselves by killing time. Okay? So, just learn how to live as an example and ensure that If you have the character, you manage your time, because all of us have 24 hours. So time wasted, never recovered. And time, we say, is equal to money. And if money is time, then it means if you are losing out time, then you are losing out on money. Sarah, I wanted you to come. I just do a brief introduction before you take them through something here. But I wanted to say one thing. We are bankers. We are bankers. Na kila mtu akisikia bank, anasikia ni nini? Pesa. Ambia mwenzangu pesa. Pesa. Mwambie pesa. And I will say this, we have so many opportunities in banking. So many opportunities in banking. And I will say, not everyone who is in banking amefanya ama ameivana kwa hesabu. So, nituraria. Nira kuga atiriri, we uranyita mathabu ti kuga ati ndukandikwo bengi, no wandikwo bengi. Sawa sawa. I want to say this. We have all sorts of careers within the banking, and they are all tailored to make our work comfortable. And making it comfortable means that we have to become rich. Let it go. Tell your friend, become rich. And I want to explain just two things. Before you become rich, there is what we call removing idleness within you. No niguo turanegena muno andu atwihurire iruhi. Good. Udakuga atiriri. Idleness, ukorwo wi idle. Tori ucio ungi, have you ever been idle? Have you ever been idle? Amekwambia aje? Yes. Idleness, it has so many characteristics. Kuna ingine tunasemanga, it has foot and mouth disease. Because you are idle, you keep moving from here to there. Just like Satan was moving from here to there. In the book of Job 1:7, you have so many criticism. Utasikia chairman amesimama hapa, and so many have actually criticized. Amesimama kwa nini? Nafaa kusimama saa 7. It's about criticism, but you are criticizing because you are idle. Kuna wengine utasikia they are whispering, because whatever they are saying, even themselves, they are not sure about. There is another characteristic, they are ever in scandal. Ukisikia mtu ako na ngori, they are ever in scandal. Uende kama ako shule, list ya noisemakers, ako hapo. List ya wanyo macharewa, ako hapo. So sometimes it is that. But how do we become rich? Because that is the bottom line. How do we become rich? And around me, before Sarah comes, we just have one volunteer from here. A volunteer. Nani atajitolea? A volunteer, just one. A volunteer. Good. Kuja. You've just won yourself 500 shillings. Just by volunteering. Good. A volunteer from this side. Just a volunteer. Kuja tu. Thank you. Good. Just by volunteering, they have earned themselves 500 each. Just by volunteering. Good. You know why? I wanted to say this. How do you become rich?
How you become rich, you can do some investments, and the investments, we make sure that they invest in more.
She has said, you become rich by having investment. Investment will actually ensure that you have more. See, that is true, Mary? Yes, let's hear from you.
By capturing my dreams.
By capturing his dreams. Hao watu si wamejaribu? Sara akisimama hapa atatufunza makofi ya wadosi vile tuna crab kwa banking. Okay? Simamani tu hapo, mtapigiwa hiyo makofi. Sara, hiyo kazi ni kwako. She has said investments, capturing the dreams. And the reason as to why we are here is for us to become rich. And allow me to introduce just 5 things for you to do to become rich. Then I hand over to Sarah so that she can actually take through the investment part of what our volunteer have said. 1, very quick, how to become rich. 1, be connected to the source, and the source is God alone. So item number 1, if you want to become rich, 1, be connected to the source, and the source of wealth is God himself. He owns everything. He has everything. Proverbs 10 and verses number 22. Number 2, do not ignore instructions. It's very simple. Do not ignore instructions. Instructions will actually guide you in all and everything that you want to achieve. You want to become a billionaire? Start acting, behaving, reasoning, and behaving like one. So, number 2, do not ignore instruction. Point number 3, live up to your standard and avoid competition. Live up your standard and avoid competition. You are not in a competition. In fact, your mother went into the maternity alone. In that particular situation, you cried the first time alone. The time that you will die alone. The wealth that you will get it alone. So what you are saying is, live up to your standard and avoid competition. If you want to live up, you can refer to 1 Timothy chapter number 6 and verses number 6. Number 4, learn to save. Learn to save. With this, I want to give a very simple illustration. Today, we have accounts in the banking, and we have people doing good. Yesterday, I met somebody who have actually been saving 5,000 a month in a money market account for the last 35 years. Okay? She has done for 35 years. Doing how much? Doing how much? 5,000 a month. In other words, we are saying how much per day? Less than 200. True? Doing 5,000 a month. And guess what? For the last 35 years, the man has contributed 2.1 million in that particular account. And because of the power of compounding, the balance yesterday was 17,400,000. Hata nyinyi mmeshtuka, si ni kweli? Mimi nilishtuka. It was a challenge to me. That the mason is none other but my own mentor. I met him yesterday, and he told me, Robert, this is what I decided to do 35 years ago, to be saving 5,000 in a money market account. This money has actually been compounding on a monthly basis. Compounding means girithano cia January ni ciarite nginya haria tukinyite. Okay? And now, I think I'm turning to the right forum, whereby you can decide not to be putting 5,000. You can decide to be doing 3,000. Okay? After this, then 3,000, and you time yourself, not say 35 years, sababu hapo nilimwambia, hiyo ni hard small kwangu. Unajua kuna kitu unaambia wangu unasema, it is going to work, but it is hard small. Ni hard to hanini, nego. We can all decide to do 10 years. We can all decide to do 5 years. But the question is, learn to save. Number 5, avoid bad debts. Avoid bad debts. Mark the word I've said, bad debts. There are good debts and there are bad debts. If you borrow 10,000, na niseme ya kwamba, if you borrow 10,000, ni kama nyama ya kuku. Ushaikuwa na pesa town, uone nyama ya kuku ikizunguka, ni kama kuku inakwambia, we, kuja. Because you have the money. Wakati huna, unaonanga ni kama kuku ni mbaya, na wenye wanakula watapata kansa. Si ni kweli? See, that's what we say. Ni pesa una, mbia your neighbor, ni pesa hukuwa nayo. Because the same person, you get money, ni kama ikizunguka tu hivi, ni kama inakuita, na itaita Coca-Cola. Si ndio? Because it is so sweet. But now, number 5 is we avoid bad debts. I love the Bible because the Bible is the only version in a legitimized auctioneers. Bible no yuga kanimeka wega, because when I read the book of Proverbs chapter 22 and verse number 27, the Bible even says, ukikopa ushidwe kulipa, unyang'anywe hata kitanda ya kulalia. That's the Bible. Unyang'anywe nini? Tanda. So that's what I'm saying. Avoid bad debts. And lastly, be a giver. If you give, not only to the church, to the poor, you actually encourage for more. And as I will come surround stage to just give us something that we can actually embark on what you've just said, the investment, and how we can do it as young people, what we can do to become rich. Muulize hiyo maswali before we go for the tree planting. Tutapanda miti. Si ni kweli? Nilisema lazima. We cannot change the world before we change where we are staying. I want to say this. People are funny, and I want us to repeat after me. Tell your neighbor, people are funny. I think louder enough. People are funny. People are funny. And why are they funny? We repeat this. People are funny. They use money they don't have. Tell your neighbor, they use money they don't have to buy things that they don't need, to impress people that they don't like, but the beauty is they don't care. Siniwe naambia. One, I want to say this before Sarah comes to embark on the investment. The people of our age, where we are now, utafikiria uko na 10,000, utaenda utengenezwe nywele wasichana na 6,000, ndio kesho ukiingia kwa kongamano kama hili, watu wakutabue. Si ni kweli? But the beauty about life is, we don't care whether you have a 1,000 week, 10,000, or a million. But then we don't care. Usifikirie watu they care. We don't care. Because tuko na vitu mingi zinatusumbua, nywele yako haitatusumbua. Si ni kweli? Number 2. Watu wataenda wanunue nguo, mwingine anunue ya mtumba. Sawa? Then akikuja atembee, anafikiria tunajua nguo ni ya pesa ngapi. But do we care? We don't care. So tell your friend, we don't care. And the reason as to why we don't care, you are the person who is forcing us to even understand that umetengenezwa kucha sijui na 3,000. Upake rangi, usipake, we don't care. Okay? We don't care. What do we care? We care about me as an individual, whether I am human. Okay? If today tumekuchagua wewe DMCA wa hapa, alafu tutapeana fertilizer, wewe unauza, unakura. That is when we care, because you are eating into a generation. So for the church that we have here, for it to be embarked, we have to be ourselves. Tell your neighbor, be yourself. And now it's my humble duty just to invite our colleague here by the name Sarah Ibulani. Karibu sana, Sarah. It was her day. And just to explain to us about investments, what we require to do, how can we become rich, how can we become better, what is it that we need to do. Then after that, she will welcome our lady from Kisii, anaitwa Rosrin, to just take out on the tree planting. And after that, I want to promise, when all of you come to Githunguri, Skiza, when you come to Githunguri, just pay us a visit. You will get to understand. Kama unasumbuka na kuchagua courses, just come and meet the team there. If you want to do investments, come and have a discussion. Okay? Yes, Sarah kuja. And me, there is something that I've embraced. Kwetu hatukuanga na TV when I was growing up. We never had a home theater. Na sikuwa nataka tukitokerezea kwa mji vijana wanichukulie mtu hivi hivi. So I remember I could go to Nakumatt Thika, naingia huko kwa TV na radio, na waambia nataka wanionyeshe ile mzuri na wanionyeshe kuoperate, sababu nimetumwa na mzee ndio tununue. After that, natoka nikijua how to operate a TV. Today, nimesema hivyo Sarah akiwa hapa, you might be thinking of the next investment that you want to do and you are confused. Please, saa hii uliza maswali kama uko kwa plenary ni kazi unauliza. So, and make use of this opportunity to ask her those pertinent questions. Because the reason as to why the chair came to us is for you to ask pertinent questions. See theory, practical. Karibu sana. Tukaribisha Sarah na atatufunza makofi ya wadosi. Si ni kweli? Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Robert. Good morning. Good morning. Tunasikia baridi? Nikikuja huku, I didn't know it was this cold. I had underestimated how cold it is. Because as you've heard, Robert amesema, I don't come from these sides. Sindio? So kuna vitu zingine mkiongea, I'm not able to hear. But it's still okay. So my name is Sarah Imbulani. I take care of insurance business in NCBA Bank. And I'm one person who's very, very, very passionate about insurance. Sindio? Wangapi wamesikia anything about insurance? Tunaweza keti. Makofi. Nataka kwanza mtu aniambie about insurance alafu tuende kwa makofi. Hatujasikia anything about insurance? Sasa nataka niwafunze. I want to teach you how we clap in NCBA, the NCBA way, such that if someone is going to answer any question that I ask, we will clap the NCBA way. Sawa? And how we introduce ourselves, I'll say, my name is Sarateri Imbulani and I'm a go-getter. What do you tell me? My name is Sarah Imbulani and I'm a go-getter. What do you tell me? Literally, we are a bank that says, go for it. And what do we mean when we say go for it? You can go for anything. You can be anything you want. Sindio, I see bankers here. I see insurance people here. Sindio, I see MPs, directors, CEOs in this room. Sindio, but you can walk that journey with NCBA. But before I start my presentation, let's see how we clap the NCBA way. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, go. Then you do. And one more time. And one more time. And one last time. It's a good clap and you can all dance to it. Sindio? Nimeona hata wale walikuwa wamelala wameamka. So we can as well clap for the team that was here because we know for sure they are going to get something from our branch manager. Sindio? Okay, so let's clap for them. 1, 2, 3, go. One more time. And one last time. Okay, thank you. Oh, you want to clap for me? So as I said, I take care of insurance. How many of us have heard anything about insurance and the rumors around insurance? Yes? We only have one mic.
Insurance is investments that you have invest with us. It's also one that provides kwa mtu kama indirect. Okay, apply that insurance. The provider you kakupata kawanjani na kusaidia kama kuwa na farm nakupe around accommodation.
So when I'm here, we will clap the NCBA way. So you remember the NCBA way? 1, 2, 3, go. And one more time. So at NCBA, we offer a variety of things from loans, accounts, assets, investments, and insurance. And someone said that they want to know more about investments. Indio? So how does insurance work? Insurance is something to help you or cushion you in case of an unfortunate event. And I am very passionate about a young crowd like this. Why? Because when I was young, at this age, I had nobody to talk to me about insurance, right? Most of you are starting school. Maybe they're going to campus. Most of you are going to start working. A number of you I've heard are already working, right? But the question is, what are you doing to protect yourself, right? When you start working, our branch manager had already said that most of us will do things that impress other people apart from helping us. Cindy? So, I'll tell you one story. When I started working, I started in sales, and I was posted somewhere in Westlands. And I remember for the first time, I earned at least 100,000, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I went to a bank, and I requested them to give me the best fixed deposit, right? And they gave me the best fixed deposit. After that, I stayed for a while, but then I used to work around a mall. So when I was taking my walks around the mall, I went to one shop. I didn't have money. Remember, I had fixed my money. Si mmekumbuka ile 100,000? I had fixed my money. Then while I was walking in the mall, I realized that there are some good things. Cindy, those things that don't please, we do to please others, but they don't help us in any way. So I remember I went into one shop. They were selling very good, nice clothes. I went, tried them on, and after that, I told the cashier, nieke hii hapa. Sindio? The truth is, between me and poverty, I only had fare to the end month. And the other money I had fixed in the fixed income. Sindio? Then, after fitting all the clothes, I told the cashier nikei nitarudi. Sindio? I went to that bank, queued, because that bank had long queues. I queued for hours, only to go to the teller line, and the teller told me, okay, if for told you want to liquidate your fixed deposit, then this is what we will do. You will lose your interest. Remember, in this time and point, I didn't need the money at all. Sindio, I had fare to the end month. I was staying with my parents. I was okay. I didn't need that money at all. So what did I do? I went to the teller line, told the attendant there, please liquidate my money. I need my money. So after a long queue, I walk back to the mall, go back to the cashier, give her the money, and I had shopped something around 15,000, thereabout. Then I walk with a bag full of clothes and I go home. At that time I thought, wow, I really needed this. Sindio? Then for some reason when I go to the mirror, I realize, vile nilikuwa najiona huko kwa mall, kwa mirror, it's not the same as how I'm seeing myself right now. What am I trying to say? By the time I was done with fitting those clothes, I never used those clothes at all. And I had gone to the bank, liquidated my assets, and with that, unajua ile wanasema asali ukilambalamba kidogo inaisha, si ndio? Ama I saw a video on TikTok of grapes. Unajua ile umeweka grapes somewhere, then kidogo kidogo unaenda unachuna, si ndio? Ukichuna kidogo ukienda kwa kitanda unachukua mbili. By the time it's the next day, then hakuna kitu umeacha, si ndio? So at NCBA, we offer different insurance solutions. We have the general insurance, which mainly covers our motor vehicles. We have the non-motor, which covers accidents and medical insurance. Then on the other side, we have a disciplined savings plan. And how the disciplined savings plan works, it's purely just a disciplined savings plan. And it's a tool that helps you protect your wealth. So many of us, for sure, have not started working. But how do we go about it in the future? When you start working, you are supposed to save in a disciplined way. But how do you save in a disciplined way? We have products like life insurance, we have education policies, we have wealth protection policies that will help you as a tool to save in a disciplined way. And how do you save? And why should you save? One, to protect your wealth. Sindio, as NCBA, we will walk the journey. We will open the account. We will give you the assets. At some point, I'm sure after you have opened the account, the next big goal for us Gen Zs is to buy a car. Sindio, si tunataka gari? At NCBA, we will give you the assets. Then the next thing is to invest. Invest and cushion yourself. And how do you cushion yourself? By taking the insurance products we have. Insurance products are not there to make you rich, but they're there to support you and cushion you in case of an unfortunate event. Sawa. So, one, we have the wealth protection. Two, it is an income replacement tool. How is it an income replacement tool? When you're saving, you don't know what will happen in the future. Sindio? Most of us were alive when COVID happened. True or false? And most of the people I know lost their jobs. True or false? But when they were young and they started working, mtu akiwaambia wasave, wangesikia kweli? Why? Because we want to buy the latest everything. Sindio? The latest phone, the latest hair, the latest shoe, the latest lipstick, but then we don't think about saving. Then COVID happens, right? What do you do? What is the next step? But if you are saving in a disciplined way, then you have something to do what? To cushion you, right? Then thirdly, it is a wealth transfer. And since we are in a church conference, the Bible says, a good parent leaves inheritance for their kids. Sindio? Sindio? So you are young. Maybe your parents did not leave inheritance, but you're not saying your parent is a bad person. Sindio? Maybe they did not have this information. But many of us who are here in the next maybe 10 years, we want to have kids. But how do we protect our kids? Be safe. Our manager said that we don't have to live in such a way that we are having bad dates. You are borrowing to sustain a certain life. So how about, as young as you are, when you start your first job, you start saving. Then instead of even coming to us to ask for a loan, if it was to buy a car, is it not nice to buy with cash? Yeah? If you were saving 5,000 per day, branch manager alisema huyo mentor wake imefika how much? Nasikia different. I'm hearing very different figures. Alisema imefika, ule mtu ataniambia the correct amount. 17 million. Huyo mtu akitaka kununua gari saizi ataomba bank. Ataomba kweli? Huyo mtu akitaka tuseme nini nyumba saizi ama shamba, atanunua? And if that person was to leave inheritance for their kids, see the kids will be rich. See the kids will be rich. Yes. Then another importance of insurance is peace of mind. You remember I said when we sell insurance, it is specifically to help you do what? Cushion, sindio? In case of a risk. And thirdly, when I was growing up, I used to hear words like insurance ni waongo, insurance ni watu wabaya, insurance hawajui chenye wanasema, sindio? But today I'm here to tell you the right information so that as you are walking into the future, you make the right decisions. Sindio? I'm here to walk this journey with you so that you're not just inheriting enemies. You know how we inherit enemies? Unasikia mimi ni mbaya, haujawahi niongelesha, pia wewe unanikasirikia uniongeleshi. See, that is how we inherit enemies. But is that the right thing? Tangu nianze kuongea simmesikia insurance ni kitu mzuri. Simmesikia? Yes. So when you are saving, it gives you the peace of mind. How is it going to give you the peace of mind? Because you're sure in case anything happens, then there's something in the bank. True or false? There's something in the bank. Sindio? Umekuwa ukisave. COVID ikikuja and you're retrenched, you know for sure there was something that you are saving towards. Sindio? Sindio? Yes. Then also when you're saving with us, you save in taxes. I know most of you are not paying taxes right now, but I hope when the right time comes, then you will be able to do what? To pay taxes. Then you will remember when I'm saving with insurance, then I'm able to pay to save on taxes as well. Then the last thing is portfolio diversification. Portfolio diversification. Most of us, especially people who come from this area, love lands. True or false? Tunapenda mashamba. Tunapenda mashamba, si ndio? But shamba si mbaya. Si shamba ni mzuri? Yes? Shamba ni mzuri. So when you are saving, it is okay. But how else can you also diversify the money that you are making? Si ndio? You don't only have to buy a parcel of land. Because we have seen sometimes you buy a parcel of land and mtu anakuja anasema hii land ilikuwa yake. Si ndio? But if you are saving in a disciplined way, then you are able to do what? To have the peace of mind. So that is all about insurance. And now, as your big sister, I would just like to tell you, after this youth summit, I hope most of you have learned. Sindio? I hope most of you have learned. If not, everybody. So one thing I normally tell people is that take yourself on. Use each and every lesson or every moment that you have been taught here to make sure that your life is better than you came here. Sindio? Challenge yourself to at least live through what you have been taught here. Sawa? Secondly, I will also want to tell you, attitude is more important than intelligence. I'm sure most of you are very intelligent. Mmepita, sindio? Nimesikia mnaambiwa hapa courses mzuri, engineering, sindio? But I want to tell you that attitude is important than intelligence. When you go to the outside market, when you come to the bank, your attitude will take you to greater heights more than your intelligence. Sindio? Kuna wale wanasemanga mimi nilipata A, huwezi niambia kitu, we ni mjinga. Sindio? But is that the right attitude? Is that the right attitude? It is not the right attitude. Sindio? So when you come out here, attitude is everything. It is way better than intelligence. So as you leave this summit, I hope you leave this summit a better person than you came. Sindio? Sindio? Let us leave this place a better person than we came. Then last but not least, I want you to be very patient with yourself. Sawa? Be very patient with yourself. Usitoke huko nje na already unasema mtu alikuwa na save 5,000 na amepata 17 million. Allow time to take shape in your future, sindio? But make sure you're putting in the hard work. You have the best attitude, the right attitude, the best mindset consciously, and you are working towards creating a better future, sindio? So be very, very, very patient with yourself. Don't start competing with others. Then be very honest and have integrity. Sindio? You can't lie to yourself. Utajidanganya, then in future ni wewe utaumia. Sindio? Be honest with yourself and have integrity. Then lastly, just be a friendly, approachable person. Yeah? When you're working in any industry, more so let me use the bank. We love people who are approachable. Sindio? Usikuwe tu unatembea umekasirika, umekunja sura, hautaki kuongea na watu. Sindio? Even if I'm a manager, I want to promote someone who is friendly and approachable. Because as a manager, I don't want to work with someone who is not approachable. True or false? Sindio? I want to work with someone that can be friendly. Someone I can approach and we can discuss without any issues. Sindio? So all that said and done, I'd like to wrap my presentation at that. But I hope we have learned everything that we need to learn about savings, investments, and also I have at least helped someone become a better person. Sindio? Yes. So all that said and done, can I get the NCBA clap? And one more time. And one last time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great. We are bankers, and bankers with time, we are very careful. We were given 1 hour, 30 minutes. There is one of the items that is pending, but before then, please note this. Please note this. Your gifts will make you stand before the kings, but your character will keep you there. You don't need a character to be successful, but without character, your success will destroy you. Can I repeat that? Can I repeat that once more? Your gift will make you stand before the kings, meaning, tulipoa hapa na Reverend, akasema, Samuel Wanjiro, the gift had made him even to stand before the kings. Okay? Alikuwa na gift ya kukimbia. Si ni kweli? The gift had actually positioned that person to greater heights. So your gift will make you stand before the kings, but your character will keep you there. So without character, you are a candidate to exit. Number 2, you don't need character to become successful. But without character, your success will destroy you. Reference to the book of Colossians, chapter number 3 and verses 12 and 13. Before I welcome Madam Rosalyn, you can come over. You just say hi to the team. She is our branch manager for Sarit Center branch. Courtesy of her, each of you, kila mtu ataenda na a seedling to plant kwenu, na hapa tutapanda, ni yeye ametupea. Si at least tumpigie makofi. Tuwezi mpigia hiyo ya kienyeji. Hiyo ya kienyeji hapana. Tumpigia ya NCB. Want to go? And one more time. And one last time. I am a founder of reading the word, and when Ibrani was actually explaining here, I've gone back to the book of James, chapter number 2, and verse number 17, and I like the Message Bible. Skiza, na uambie mwenzako. The Message Bible puts it very, hata unacheka. Ukiisoma utacheka if you read with the Message Bible. Inasemanga, isn't it obvious that God's talk without God's act is outrageous nonsense? Hiyo tunasemanga faith without action is dead. But the book of Message Bible inasemanga, if you act like you are talking God's words, you are doing everything without action, it is outrageous nonsense. Meaning, so we are all here, and we will do the tree planting. After this, tutapanda miti. Sindio, Rosalyn? Tutapanda miti. And why do we do this? Tumerealize, watoto wenye watakuja nyuma yetu nyinyi sasa, watatumia nini kama sisi tutakuwa tumetumia miti zenye zilikuwa zimepandwa. So that is why we are actively doing that. And after this, we are doing that. And I promise, I told Bwana Nicholas, the next one that you'll have will be very much prepared. Yeye alikuja tu akaniambia ni next month. We'll do a very good sponsorship. Sasa nimesema hapa mbele. Si ni kweli? Wenye nimepromise the 500 each wenye wamewin, make sure that you see Nicholas. Sawa? Niko? Simama ndio wakuone. Sawa? Nisikue kama wenye wana promise, they don't give. And lastly, I know Rosalyn hataongea sana. Yeye anataka tupande miti. I want to say this. Government, tell your friend government. Mwambie kwa sauti government. Okay. Thank you. Sorry. Government, tell yourself government, family, friends, partners, generations will try to ignore and not listen to you. But be assured, God does not. Wanaweza kosa kutusikiliza, hawajui tunasema nini, tunapitia yapi. But I'll just say, Mungu mwenyewe hawezi kosa kutusikiza. Sawa? Over to Rosalyn. Just say hi to the team. Na utuambie tunapanda miti wapi. Will be obedient. Si tutakuwa obedient. Karibu sana. Tumpigie makofi. And one more time. And one last time. Thank you.
Good morning. As he has said, Robert, I am Roslyn Musa from Surrey Center Branch. I came along with a team of well-abled ladies and gentlemen. Some might be outside, but together, we are working together to enable sustainability as a key agenda in our bank and the country as large. So, as the Bible says, we've been delegated to nurture our environment. And just like Adam and Eve were put in the garden of Eden to take care of it, so we are here to take care of our environment. As we've seen, there's a lot of destruction that is happening currently. So we should not continue to cut trees, let erosion continue. We should enable our environment to be better for our children. And as young people who are coming forth, we'd like to encourage you to take care of the environment, plant trees, and nurture. Basically, nurture that tree. It's not a matter of taking care of it. Irrigate it, nurture it, and ensure that it grows to full completion. So that said and done, we are going to plant a number of trees, not all. As you've heard, we have 2,000 of them. So we will plant what we can for the time we have right now. Then the rest, Robert will guide us on how it will be done in the course of the day and the days to come. So we shall go outside. So we shall go outside, go to the tent, and then we'll be guided from there on how to go about it.
For that, we thank the Lord. So I think time is far much spent as we come to the end of our first plenary or our first break of today, day 3 of our conference. And we thank the Lord for the opportunity that the Lord has given us, even to our viewers. We are delighted for your presence, for your continued support. We hope that you will tune in to our second plenary, which it's going to be powerful. We hope that you will catch us then. So thank you and God bless. Now,